Hello. Now today in this series of JS, I am going to discuss with you all this topic called apply bind in JS. This is also considered as one of the advanced topic of JS. So let's start with our first example. Here we have one object and we have this method, and we are trying to just call this function over this object and passing this object name, and just see the output here in the console. This thing we are seeing in the console. Now we have extended this example further. We took another object and we are just using here the function borrowing concept. So for that we have used the call method over here. So in this we are borrowing to print this full name, we are borrowing just this full name constructor from this previous object, and here applying this call method and calling it for the second object name too. Okay, now we are here trying to run and see what is coming. Here you will see in the second one, this thing, we are correctly able to get the full name of the second one. Okay, now rather than passing this constructor or method here in the object one, we can also write it separately in this way. So after that example, now I've extended here just this hometown parameter inside this function. Okay, so I've extended this inside the console octal here and given the second parameter here within the string. So let me fetch the output for you so that you will see what it is printing. Let's see. This is the required output according to this statement inside this console log. Okay, so now let me extend this more to state. Okay, and if I want to print these states after the hometown, so let me do plus, then I will separate comma inside the string, then I will write this state inside the log. I wrote it like this: from this hometown comma I want to give it as state, so I've given the state after the hometown, so I also have to give here the state. So I've done that also. After this hometown, these are the states that I want to store here. Is now let me run and show it to you its output, what it is giving. Okay, so this is the expected one that we are looking for over here in Maharashtra. Okay, it is querySrv. Now after call, I will let you know the use of bind and apply method after this call. Okay, now let me explain you this apply method. So this apply method, how this is different from this call method. This is different with this call method in the way that in the first parameter we will pass the object, and in the second parameter in the apply method there is only second argument where we pass these values within the array list. Okay, but here in case of call method we were passing it separately with a comma comma separately. We were passing like, but here we are passing it in the list format. Now let me discuss about the bind after the apply. Now this is the bind. Here in this bind method looks little bit similar to this call method. We compare this bind with this call, so it looks almost little bit similar to this call method, but instead of calling this call, this bind method binds the function with function print full name with the object and return as the copy of that method. Okay, so here we have written this line and we are trying to log here this thing. So let me cut this line, so it will get us something like this. This is coming from the bind line. Okay, so after that I will run the last one, then invoking later this thing. So what we will get as this output. Although I hope you have understood the call bind apply, in which the bind method is a little bit tricky, so perfect. But to understand them well, you must go to the documentation and try to understand. Okay, so let me end it here. Thanks for watching.